Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to share a powerful truth, one that has the ability to transform your life in ways you never imagined. It is the truth of surrender, the truth of faith, and the truth of divine power working in your favor. Too often we carry burdens that are not ours to bear. We struggle, we worry, we doubt. But what if I told you that the key to peace, success, and manifestation is not in striving, but in surrender? What if I told you that all you truly need to do is give it to God? God is not a distant figure sitting in the heavens, separate from you and controlling your fate from afar. God is within you, moving through you as your awareness, your consciousness, and most importantly, your imagination. This is one of the most profound truths that can transform your life once fully understood. When you recognize that God is within you, you stop looking for answers outside and begin to trust in the divine power that already resides in you. Most people go through life feeling powerless, believing that they are at the mercy of external circumstances, luck, or fate. They pray to an external God, hoping for miracles, not realizing that the very power they seek is already inside them. Neville Goddard teaches that imagination is God in action. Every thought you think, every assumption you hold, and every vision you entertain in your mind is shaping your reality. If you can accept that your imagination is divine, then you must also accept that you are the creator of your own life experience. Trusting the power within means understanding that you are never alone. No matter how difficult your circumstances may appear, you have direct access to the creative force that governs all things. You do not need to beg, struggle, or fight to make things happen. Instead, you need to align yourself with the truth that your desires are already within reach, the moment you assume them as real. The world outside is only a reflection of what you consistently believe within. This is why trusting the power within is so crucial. Your faith in this truth determines the quality of your life. When you trust the God within, you stop reacting to the world and start creating it. Many people live in a constant state of reaction, allowing circumstances to dictate their emotions and decisions. If something goes wrong, they assume they are unlucky. If they experience failure, they believe they are destined to struggle. But the one who understands that God is within them does not waver based on external appearances. They know that everything begins in consciousness first and then unfolds in the physical world. Instead of focusing on problems, they focus on the solutions already present in their imagination. One of the most powerful ways to trust the God within is to practice assumption and persistence. When you desire something, instead of asking whether it will happen or worrying about how it will come to pass, assume that it is already done. Close your eyes, imagine the end result, feel the joy of already having it, and persist in that assumption, no matter what the outside world tells you. This is what it means to live by faith, not by sight. Those who trust the power within do not need external proof, because they know their inner world shapes their outer reality. Fear and doubt are the only things that keep people from trusting in their own divine power. They look at past failures, listen to negative opinions, or allow circumstances to dictate their beliefs. But the truth is that you are not a victim of circumstances. You are the creator of them. The moment you decide to fully trust the God within you, everything changes. Doors open, opportunities appear, and life begins to flow effortlessly. This is not because of luck, but because you have aligned yourself with the divine truth that God is within you and you have the power to create whatever you desire. When you fully embrace this truth, you no longer feel the need to struggle, chase, or force things to happen. You move with confidence, knowing that the power that created the universe is guiding you from within. You no longer seek validation from the world, because you know your true authority comes from within. You no longer fear the future, because you know that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. The journey of trusting the God within is the journey of self-realization. It is the moment you stop seeking outside of yourself and recognize that you already have everything you need. When you give your desires, worries, and dreams to God within, you are not giving them to a force outside of you. You are surrendering them to the infinite intelligence that already exists within your consciousness. From this place of trust, miracles happen, desires manifest, and life becomes a reflection of the divine power that has always been within you. Surrender is often misunderstood as weakness, as if letting go means giving up. In reality, surrender is the greatest act of strength, trust, and faith. It is the ability to release the illusion of control and allow the divine power within you to work effortlessly in your favor. When you give it to God, you are not abandoning responsibility. You are aligning yourself with the highest intelligence. the unseen force that orchestrates all things. Letting go does not mean inactivity. It means shifting from struggle to faith, from resistance to flow, and from doubt to certainty. Many people live their lives in a constant state of effort, trying to force things to happen, worrying about the future, and fearing that they must struggle for everything they desire. This is the mindset of limitation, rooted in the belief that life is something to be conquered rather than something that flows through you. But the truth is, life becomes infinitely easier when you trust in the divine power within and allow it to work without interference. The more you try to control every aspect of your life, the more resistance you create, and the further you push away the very things you desire. Surrendering to God does not mean giving up your dreams or aspirations. Instead, it means trusting that what is meant for you is already yours, and that your desires are being fulfilled in the perfect way and at the perfect time. Instead of worrying about how something will happen, you assume that it is already done. Instead of forcing results, you allow them to unfold naturally. Instead of being consumed by doubt and fear, you rest in the certainty that God is working through you, shaping your reality to match the vision you hold within. Letting go also means releasing the need to constantly check for results. So many people pray, affirm, and visualize, yet they immediately look at the world around them for evidence. When they don't see instant change, they begin to doubt. This doubt undoes the very faith they tried to establish. True surrender means releasing the need for immediate proof and trusting that once you have given something to God, the work is already done. The physical world is merely a reflection of the unseen, and just because you do not see the results yet does not mean the process is not already in motion. One of the greatest obstacles to surrender is fear. The fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, the fear of disappointment. But fear is only present when you believe that you must figure everything out on your own. When you trust in divine intelligence, fear dissolves because you recognize that you are never alone, never abandoned, and never without guidance. Everything you need is already within you, and every answer you seek is already available in the form of intuition, inspiration, and inner knowing. Another key to surrender is living in the feeling of already having what you desire. Instead of begging for a better life, assume that life is already unfolding perfectly for you. Instead of hoping for success, embody the feeling of already being successful. Instead of worrying about love, assume that you are already deeply loved and cherished. By living in the state of your wish fulfilled, you align yourself with the reality you seek, and the external world must eventually conform. Surrender is not about doing nothing, it is about doing the right things, from a place of peace, trust, and confidence. When you give something to God, you stop making fear-based decisions and start moving with faith-based actions. You stop reacting to circumstances and start creating from a place of power. You stop allowing the external world to dictate your beliefs and instead allow your inner convictions to shape your world. Ultimately, surrender is freedom. It is the release of stress, anxiety, and worry. It is knowing that you no longer have to struggle, chase, or force things to happen. It is stepping into the flow of life, trusting that everything is happening for you, not to you. When you surrender to God, you step into a state of effortless creation, where your desires manifest not through force, but through the alignment of your consciousness with divine will. The most beautiful part of surrender is that once you give something to God, you experience peace. You no longer carry the weight of uncertainty because you know that all things are being worked out for your highest good. You no longer fear the future because you trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You no longer question whether you will receive your desires because you believe that they are already yours. This is the power of surrender, the power of truly giving it to God and trusting that in doing so, you are allowing the highest and best outcome to manifest in your life. Faith is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, the force that turns imagination into reality. It is not mere hope or wishful thinking. It is certainty in the fulfillment of your desires, even when there is no physical evidence to support them. When you give something to God, you must do so completely, without doubt, without fear, and without constantly checking for results. Faith is knowing that the moment you assume something as true in your imagination, it is already done, and the world will rearrange itself to reflect that assumption. This is the secret to miracles, the unwavering belief in what the eyes cannot yet see. Most people struggle with faith because they are conditioned to rely on what their senses tell them. They look at their bank account, their relationships, their health, or their circumstances, and if they see lack, they assume lack is the truth. But the truth is not in appearances, it is in assumption. Faith requires that you ignore what is currently visible and focus instead on what is real, in the unseen realm of consciousness. Everything in life first exists in thought before it manifests in form. The chair you sit on, the house you live in, the phone you use, everything was first imagined before it became reality. The same principle applies to every desire in your life. If you can see it in your mind and accept it as real, it must eventually materialize. The reason faith activates miracles is that it aligns your consciousness with the reality you desire. Instead of vibrating at the frequency of lack, worry, or uncertainty, you shift into the vibration of already having what you seek. This shift is what attracts circumstances, people, and events that match your belief. Miracles do not happen by chance, they happen by alignment. They happen when your inner state is so completely convinced of a reality that the outer world has no choice but to conform. Doubt is the enemy of faith. It is the force that delays manifestations and blocks miracles. Many people pray, visualize, and affirm their desires, but the moment they see no immediate change, they let doubt creep in. They ask, why hasn't it happened yet? What if it doesn't work? These thoughts undo the power of faith. If a farmer plants a seed and digs it up every day to check if it has grown, the seed will never take root. Faith is the ability to plant the seed, water it with belief, and trust that it will grow in divine timing. Faith is also persistence. It is not a fleeting moment of belief, but a continuous state of knowing. Neville Goddard often spoke of living in the end, which means to persist in the feeling of already having your desire, no matter what. If you desire success, you must wake up every day and feel successful, even if there is no external proof yet. If you desire love, you must feel deeply loved, even if you are currently alone. This persistence in assumption is what transforms unseen potential into visible reality. Faith also removes struggle. Many people think they must fight, force, or chase after their desires. But true faith is effortless. It does not stress or worry. It does not try to control the process. It simply knows. Just as you do not worry whether the sun will rise tomorrow, faith is the unshakable certainty that what you desire is already yours. This peace is what allows miracles to unfold without resistance. Another key to faith is gratitude. Gratitude is the highest form of faith, because when you are grateful, you are acknowledging that something has already been given to you. Instead of asking for something, you thank God for it as if it is already done. This shift in perspective accelerates manifestation because it confirms your belief in the reality of your desire. When you walk in faith, thanking God for things before they appear, you activate the power of the unseen and make way for miracles to flow into your life. Ultimately, faith is the foundation of all creation. It is the force that moves mountains, parts the seas, and brings dreams into reality. It is the invisible substance that gives life to every manifestation. The difference between those who struggle and those who thrive is not luck, intelligence, or hard work. It is faith. When you truly give something to God, you no longer worry, question, or doubt. You rest in the knowing that it is already done. You trust that the universe is moving on your behalf, that divine timing is perfect, and that your desires are already fulfilled in the unseen. This is the key to miracles. Believing without seeing, trusting without questioning, and knowing without needing proof. Those who master this principle live in a state of effortless manifestation. They do not chase after things, things come to them. They do not stress over the future, they know it is taken care of. They do not waver in uncertainty, they stand firm in faith. And because of this, miracles unfold naturally, effortlessly, and abundantly in their lives. The law of assumption is one of the most powerful spiritual principles that govern reality. It states that whatever you assume to be true in your imagination will eventually manifest in your external world. Unlike wishful thinking, which is based on hoping something will happen, the law of assumption requires you to live in the end, to act, feel, and believe as if your desired outcome is already a reality. This is what it truly means to give something to God. You do not ask with uncertainty, you assume with certainty. You do not wait for proof, you become the proof by embodying the reality you wish to experience. The biggest mistake people make when trying to manifest their desires is that they focus too much on the process rather than the outcome. They ask questions like, when will it happen? Or how will it happen? But these questions only create doubt and reinforce the idea that the desired result is separate from them. The law of assumption teaches that you must assume the feeling of already having what you desire. If you wish to be wealthy, you must think, feel, and act as a wealthy person would, even before any visible changes occur. If you wish to be loved, you must feel deeply loved now, regardless of your current relationship status. When you persist in this state, the physical world has no choice but to reflect your inner conviction. One of the greatest teachings of Neville Goddard is that the world is nothing more than a mirror of your internal assumptions. Reality does not happen to you, it happens through you. Your beliefs, expectations, and assumptions shape every event and circumstance in your life. If you assume life is hard, it will be. If you assume things always work out for you, they will. The universe responds to what you deeply believe to be true, not just what you say or wish for. This is why faith is essential. If you give something to God but continue to worry about it, you are contradicting your own assumption. But if you assume that your prayer is already answered, you allow the manifestation to unfold effortlessly. Doubt is the biggest obstacle to living in the end. Many people try to apply the law of assumption, but give up too soon because they do not see immediate results. They may affirm, visualize, and feel the reality of their desire for a few days. But if nothing appears in their external world, they fall back into old patterns of doubt and fear. This is where persistence is key. You must hold on to your assumption even when there is no evidence. The physical world is always catching up to your inner world. And just because you cannot see movement does not mean nothing is happening. Imagine planting a seed underground. You may not see anything on the surface at first, but beneath the soil, roots are forming. The same is true for your manifestations. Another important aspect of the law of assumption is to avoid contradicting your belief with negative thoughts or actions. If you say you believe in abundance but constantly complain about lack, you are sending mixed signals to the universe. If you affirm that you are healthy but then talk about illness, you are reinforcing the opposite reality. Your actions and words must align with your assumption. This is why discipline of the mind is crucial. You must be vigilant about what you allow yourself to think, say, and feel. The more consistently you assume your desired reality, the faster it will manifest. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for reinforcing your assumptions. When you express gratitude as if your desire has already been fulfilled, you cement the assumption into your subconscious mind. Gratitude signals to the universe that you already have what you desire, which accelerates its manifestation. Instead of praying for something in desperation, pray in gratitude, thanking God for already providing it. This shift in perspective is incredibly powerful because it places you in a state of receiving rather than wanting. Ultimately, the law of assumption teaches that you do not need to chase after anything. Everything you seek is already within you, waiting to be realized through your imagination and belief. The moment you assume something is true, reality begins shifting to make it so. This is why those who live in the end experience effortless manifestations. They have already accepted their desires as reality in their minds, and the world has no choice but to conform. When you truly give something to God, you let go of all resistance and trust that it is already done. You walk in confidence, not doubt. You speak as if it has happened, not as if it might happen. You become the person who already has what they desire. And when you do this persistently, you will see that life itself is a reflection of what you assume to be true. Letting go of worry is one of the most powerful things you can do when you give something to God. Worry is a sign that you do not fully trust the divine process, that you are still trying to control the outcome instead of allowing it to unfold naturally. When you hold on to worry, fear, and anxiety, you are placing more faith in problems than in solutions. You are focusing more on what could go wrong instead of assuming that everything is already working out in your favor. The act of truly giving something to God requires you to release this mental burden and step into peace, trust, and certainty. Many people have been conditioned to believe that worrying is necessary, that it means they care or are being responsible. But in reality, worrying does not solve problems. It only magnifies them. When you worry, you are using your imagination to create more of what you do not want. Your thoughts are creative, and whatever you focus on expands. If you constantly dwell on worst-case scenarios, you are energizing them, making them more likely to appear in your reality. But when you shift your focus to faith, trust, and positive expectation, You activate a completely different energy, one that attracts solutions, opportunities, and blessings. Letting go of worry does not mean being passive or doing nothing. It means replacing fear-based thinking with faith-based thinking. It means shifting your mindset from doubt to certainty, from stress to peace. The moment you give something to God, you must also let go of the need to figure everything out. This is where many people struggle. They pray, they affirm, they visualize, but then they immediately start trying to manipulate circumstances, constantly checking for results and doubting whether things are really working. This back and forth creates resistance, blocking the very outcome they desire. One of the greatest secrets to letting go of worry is to assume the best outcome instead of the worst. Instead of asking, "What if things don't work out?" ask, "What if everything turns out better than I ever imagined?" Instead of fearing failure, assume success. Instead of worrying about lack, your assumptions create your reality. And the more you train yourself to expect the best, the more effortlessly blessings will flow into your life. Another powerful tool for releasing worry is living in the present moment. Worry is always about the future. It is a projection of fear onto something that has not yet happened. But the present moment is where your power lies. When you focus on the now, you detach from fear-based thinking and shift into a state of trust. Remind yourself that right now, in this moment, all is well. The future is being taken care of by forces greater than you. Your only job is to maintain faith, gratitude, and a positive state of mind. Gratitude is one of the fastest ways to shift from worry to trust. When you are grateful, you affirm that you are already taken care of, that blessings are already on their way. Instead of worrying about what is missing, focus on what is present. Make it a daily practice to give thanks for everything, both seen and unseen. Thank God for the answered prayers that you know are coming, even if you do not see them yet. Gratitude places you in the energy of already having what you desire, which speeds up its manifestation. Surrendering worry also means releasing the need to control how things happen. The universe works in ways that the human mind cannot always understand. Sometimes things unfold in unexpected ways, but that does not mean they are not working in your favor. Trust that God's timing is perfect. Trust that even delays and detours are part of a greater plan. When you truly let go, you stop resisting and start flowing with life. You no longer force things, you allow them to happen. You no longer panic over temporary obstacles, you trust that they are being removed. One of the most liberating realizations is that you are never alone in your journey. Divine intelligence is always guiding you, working behind the scenes to bring your desires to life. The more you trust in this unseen force, the more miracles you will experience. Worry dissolves when you recognize that you do not have to figure everything out by yourself. The moment you truly give something to God, you step into a state of ease, confidence, and peace. You know that everything is working out, even if you do not yet see how. Letting go of worry is a daily practice. It is a choice to trust instead of fear, to believe instead of doubt, to relax instead of stress. It is about rewiring your mind to expect good things, to assume that life is unfolding perfectly for you. The more you cultivate this mindset, the more effortlessly your desires will manifest. True faith does not waver, does not question, does not panic. It simply knows. And when you reach this level of knowing, you will see that life itself responds to your belief, bringing you everything you desire with ease, grace, and divine timing. Receiving with gratitude is the final step in truly giving something to God. It is the act of opening yourself fully to the blessings that are already on their way. Many people pray, visualize, and affirm their desires, but when the time comes to receive, they either doubt their worthiness or fail to recognize the manifestation when it arrives. Gratitude is the energy that completes the cycle of creation. It is the sign that you truly believe in what you have asked for, that you trust it is already done, and that you are in full alignment with your answered prayers. Most people think of gratitude as something to express after they receive what they desire. But true gratitude is an expectation rather than just a reaction. When you give something to God, you must already be grateful, as if it is done. This shifts your energy from longing and waiting to fulfillment and certainty. When you say, "Thank you, God, for my blessings," even before they arrive, you activate the power of already having. The subconscious mind does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. It only responds to what you feel to be true. When you live in the feeling of gratitude for something that has not yet manifested, you accelerate its arrival. Receiving with gratitude also means accepting blessings without guilt or hesitation. Many people unconsciously block their manifestations because they feel unworthy of receiving. They have been conditioned to believe that good things are scarce, or that they must struggle and suffer to earn what they desire. But this mindset is rooted in lack, not faith. When you give something to God, you must also accept that you are fully worthy of receiving it. You must believe that it is your divine right to experience abundance, joy, love, and success. There is no need to justify or explain why you deserve it. Your existence alone is enough. The universe does not withhold blessings. It is always giving. It is only the human mind, conditioned by doubt and fear, that resists receiving. Another key to receiving with gratitude is paying attention to how manifestations unfold. Sometimes blessings come in unexpected ways, and if you're not open-minded, you may overlook them. Many people pray for opportunities but dismiss them when they show up because they expect them to arrive in a specific form. For example, someone may ask for financial abundance but reject an opportunity because it does not look the way they imagined. Someone may pray for love but fail to recognize a potential partner because they were expecting a different type of person. The universe is always answering your requests, but you must be aware, open, and willing to receive in ways you may not have expected. Receiving also requires patience and trust in divine timing. Sometimes what you ask for is coming, but it is being prepared in a way that is even better than you imagined. If something has not yet manifested, it does not mean it is not happening. It means it is aligning perfectly. Many people block their blessings by becoming impatient, doubting, or trying to force outcomes before they are ready. But gratitude allows you to relax, knowing that what is meant for you cannot miss you when you thank God in advance. You affirm your trust that everything is unfolding in perfect order. One of the most powerful ways to deepen your ability to receive with gratitude is to give to others. When you give, you reinforce the belief that there is more than enough for everyone, including yourself. You move out of scarcity consciousness and into the flow of abundance. Giving also places you in alignment with the divine nature of the universe, which is always expanding and circulating blessings. Whether it is sharing kindness, resources, or love, giving allows you to receive even more because it confirms that you believe in the infinite nature of supply. Ultimately, receiving with gratitude is about being in harmony with the flow of life. It means releasing resistance, embracing what comes, and trusting that everything is happening for your highest good. When you live in gratitude, you create an environment where miracles become natural. You no longer doubt or chase after things. You allow them to come effortlessly. You understand that the universe is always working in your favor, and your only job is to accept and enjoy the blessings. When you truly give something to God, you must also give yourself permission to receive. Accept your manifestations with open arms, knowing they are meant for you. Walk in faith, speak in confidence, and move through life with the certainty that what you have asked for is already yours. This is the true power of surrender, not just letting go, but also being ready and willing to receive the abundance that is always flowing toward you. When you truly give something to God, you release all worry, doubt, and fear, knowing that divine intelligence is always working in your favor. You trust that what you desire is already on its way, and you align yourself with faith instead of resistance. The process is simple. Surrender your concerns, assume the best outcome, let go of control, and remain open to receiving with gratitude. When you live in this state of trust, life begins to unfold effortlessly. Doors open, opportunities arise, and miracles become a natural part of your existence. The key is to maintain unwavering faith, even when there is no visible evidence. Trust in divine timing, expect the best, and express gratitude as if your prayers have already been answered. When you fully embrace this mindset, you will see that life reflects your faith, bringing you everything you need in perfect harmony and abundance.